All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh Juice, an indie game podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tommy Fresh, and joined as always, it is
Maddie Juice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 105. Excited to talk about some games. We're doing this.
yeah.
This is whatever
Right,
you
yeah, we
want it to
might talk
be.
about 6 or 7 games today. We'll see. Um, what is going on? We got a great episode for you all. It is, just a game chat week. Going to be talking about some games we've been playing, some news, and some notable releases as well. A nice chill episode for you all. Don't have to use your brains, neither do we. Not that we ever do, but it's going to be a good one. I promise. I promise. Now, what is going on with you? What is new with you?
So let's see here. It's been a journey lately. Now, just being a
Mm.
dad, doing dad things, all that sort of stuff. We had to go to the pediatrician. This is exciting stuff on Friday, and she got 4 shots. So she has not been happy this past weekend.
Was she hungover?
Yeah, she's pretty hungover. Yeah, who would have thought? A little body like that can't hold her alcohol. But um, yeah, yeah. So it's just been, she's been generally good, but just at night it's been like tough to get her to go to sleep because she's just like uncomfortable. So hopefully that stuff's wearing off at this point, but it's just, yeah, it's been like kind of a weekend of just, you know, being by her side. Although I will say my wife is awesome because she knows that making content is important for me and I like doing it. It's a good like escape release. And so this past Saturday, she kind of was like, block out a few hours and go make some content. So I made a few shorts, few TikToks, things like that. Wasn't as productive as I would like to be, just because, the games I was playing, it was just tough to kind of come up with some ideas. But anyway, that's beside the point. So that was good on Saturday, and then Sunday we did a little early celebration for my mom for her birthday. So went and hung out at my parents' house, which is nice. Great day, great fall day. I just, it's just this is my kind of weather, Tommy. Like
Mm-hmm.
this like crisp fall air where it's like hoodie weather. Even like before it's hoodie weather where you don't really need, I just out there in a t-shirt and like some pants. And it just, yeah, it's good. It's good. I wish it could be like this. I wish there was like a place on earth where it was like this all the time, which I don't think there is. Right?
Yeah.
Is there? Not really.
Um.
No, because
Yeah, I
that
don't
wouldn't
think
make
so.
sense, right? Because
No.
that means trees are dying all the time for some reason.
Well, I think like there's probably some climates that are super like moderate or whatever, where it never has like a terrible winter, but it doesn't also get like a really intense summer either. So like, I
Yeah,
think of like probably like northern Scotland and stuff like that.
yeah,
But you have to deal with like more rain and stuff like
yeah.
that. So which
And I
is
woun't be able to understand anybody probably there. I'm
yeah,
not good with the
yeah.
accents, but um,
Oh,
yeah. So we just did some of that stuff and been playing a lot of games. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, it's been, you know, honestly, the weekend went by pretty quickly, and now we're back into the work week. So, yeah, that's about it. But what about you?
bad.
You did some stuff this
Oh,
weekend, didn't you? You've had a busy
yeah.
weekend.
I had a busy weekend. Let's see. So Lady Fresh went away for the weekend, and I gotta say, this is embarrassing to admit, but I feel like the Narcos meme, like where it's just him just
Stand.
standing around doing nothing. That's just how I feel when my wife is away. So,
Aw,
oh,
aw.
well, it's just boring, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then when she's here, I'm like, get away from me, you know. but, but no, like so Thursday went out with some buddies. Went to I think a place I've talked about on the podcast before. It's a brewery slash trading card place. Really neat. I got the person who is like partner with them is an artist and makes draws or paints his own um football trading cards. So and only it's like they're kind of limited edition. So I was like, you got a Josh Jacobs one, so I'll grab that. There was certainly a lot of Eagles ones, at least 3 Eagles ones.
Yeah.
But Saquon was sold out, but Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown were still there. But it was cool. That was fun. Hung out with some buddies, and then Friday I did a charity golf tournament with my one friend Jack, who was up from Florida. It's for his brother-in-law, and that was fun. It's always a good time. It's like a scramble. We played pretty well. I got closest to the pin, which was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And I also beat the pro at the one hole, which was also cool. So I'm like, for only my 3rd time playing this year, the clubs were humming. So that was fun.
Scrambles are
But
the
that
best, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's just low pressure, you get some good shots,
It's like low pressure until it's not, and then like until you're like the last one. Everybody else had a terrible shot, and they're like, "We need you to just put one out there." You're like,
yeah, especially when it's putting, you're just like, "Oh god," it's like, "Can I sink this 5-footer?"
Yeah. But they do this fun like gimmicky mini game stuff that you can buy, like goes towards the charity. So like, you when you buy the gimmick package, you get a string like at random lengths, and the string will be like, if the ball is that close, it's in, right? It doesn't count as a stroke. You get a mulligan, and then you also get a grenade, so you can throw the ball with like for no
like a real grenade.
No, yeah, like
you get a piece of string and you get a grenade.
Yeah.
Just in case
no, it's called the grenade
out.
ball. So you can just throw the ball and it doesn't count as a stroke. And you would think you would be like, oh, we'll just launch it, right?
Yeah.
But you really kind of save it for like long putts. And you just kind of like throw it and see if you can get it closer. So it was fun. It was good, And
that's cool.
That was during the
little like modifier power up kind of pack for golf. That's a cool idea.
It's really neat. It was like, and then each hole you got 3 choices of 3 different power ups that you get to pick. And then at the end of if you lose, you start over. And then there's meta progression. No,
Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is they have made a roguelite for golf. Yeah. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. It's called Slay the Course. But no, we're workshopping the name. But so that was during the day, and that night it was like back to being the Narcos meme. So I was like, all right, I'll just go out to the bar and have dinner. So I had like a really nice dinner at the bar, had some nice cocktails, then went to there's this like Deadhead bar right around the house, like where I live. And, they have jam bands playing every night. And then the bar itself is like in this like dungeon kind of like old house. And you're sitting there drinking, having like a weird conversation with some deadheads. That was cool.
Nice.
And then I definitely got a little bit too tuned up, but that's all right. Next morning, I had to get up and play in my last pro quest for the Flesh and Blood season. And it's my last shot to try to qualify for Pro Tour Yokohama. And I made it to the semis. I had a really good run. It's the best run I had all whole season. Good for a nice $275 plus a nice promo that I think is worth like $80. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm actually kind of glad I didn't qualify for Pro Tour Yokohama, because apparently it's happening during cherry blossom season. So that makes everything in terms of travel twice the price.
Yeah.
So maybe it's for the best. And then went golfing again on Sunday with our friend Bags, Kevin, Anthony. That was fun. Picked up Lady Fresh, came home, whatever, watched the Packers win. That was really cool. Go to sleep. I have to get up early today, Monday, that we're recording. I got to get up early because I got to go up to the Meadowlands. I got to pick up kegs, and I got to bring them an hour down south to this meeting. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. I go to sleep like a little bit after midnight. I have to be up at like 7. I go to sleep at like 12:30. 3 o'clock. I wake up I'm like, what the heck is happening? My fire alarm is going chirp, chirp,
Oh my God.
chirp. So the battery was out.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it's like 3 a.m. That's a good time to start chirping. And for context, the room that we sleep in has really high ceilings, like like twice the height for whatever reason. My dad designed this house. I don't know why he did that. And I'm like half asleep, like 12 to 3:10. I'm like, I gotta find a ladder. And I go find like we have a step ladder and it was nowhere close. So I'm like, I gotta get like a real ladder. And I'm like outside, like half naked in flip flops, like with my flashlight, trying to find the ladder. I don't know where we have it. Eventually, I'm like, I find one. It's a rickety ladder. I don't know why my dad still has it. I told him to throw it out. It's being thrown out. So I'm waking up Lady Fresh. I feel really bad. She was really tired, but you got to hold this ladder. So I'm like
3 a.m.
it's 3 a.m. I'm like, I got to replace this battery.
Oh my
So
God.
replace the battery. All's well that ends well. But I get back into bed and I'm just like wired. I'm like, do I even go back to sleep? And then
Yeah.
I eventually did, and I get like another hour or two, and then I'm like, okay, drive 2 hours to the Meadowlands. Boom, drive an hour down, and it's been a long 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But I'm happy to talk about some games.
the good thing about smoke alarms is they actually don't go off if you don't put batteries in them. So, just a pro tip.
What are you talking about? Oh,
They won't they won't go off if you just don't put batteries in them.
oh yeah, but they're still like hooked into like some wiring, right?
Oh, it's
It's
one of
like
those. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like
Yeah.
that's why it's chirping because like we you don't have any batteries in this, and if you lose power,
Yeah.
you're screwed or whatever.
Yeah.
But
That's annoying, Just
meanwhile, the
annoying.
next day, my dad's like, "Oh, the ladder was in your sister's old room, so I didn't have to go outside,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to use a rickety ladder, and I probably still would have had to wake up Lady Fresh, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're all good now.
You're
we,
good. You're good until the next one happens.
we are.
Yep. Smoke
Mm.
alarms, people.
Anyway, we got news. Did you hear?
Oh, what is it?
We got Discord. Check it out.
Wow.
It's in the show notes below. And I mean, the only real big news here is Steam Next Fest gave one indie game a 51,500% increase in players. No.
Yes, it did. That
Is
is
that
accurate. That's
that is
accurate. So
what?
this is an article from PC Gamer. Um, and this is for a game I actually saw and I have it downloaded, the demo. It's called Desktop Defender. Essentially, it looks like I haven't been able to play it yet, but it is kind of like a game that stays on your desktop. It's like in that genre. So you can do other
Hmm.
things. And it's almost like an asteroid kind of game. It's like a roguelike kind of thing from what I've seen of it. And the developer, made a tweet and they put a screenshot on there. And basically they said 1 week ago we had 3 players. Today they got this email and it says your demo was one of the most played.
Wow.
And that they had about 1,500 concurrent players during their most recent Next Fest, which is a 51,500% increase. Um, also, I don't know. I just heard like a Windows noise. Apologies if that came up in the recording because it scared me a little bit. It might scare you as a listener, but yeah, really awesome to see. And this is kind of, you know, what the Next Fest is for, right? Like we always
Yeah.
get excited about the Next Fest, checking out all the demos, things like that. Um, and you always kind of wonder because I think it happens a few times a year, like how much is this actually helping? A lot of these indie games, and this is just proof of it right here. And I just think it's really cool. It's just kind of a feel good sort of story. Not much more to say, but I would say definitely check out Desktop Defender if you guys are interested in a game like that. I could pull it up here as well, but what are you thinking about this, Tommy?
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I love hearing this stuff. I mean, all it takes for some of these games is for a few people to play and tell their friends, and then also like every once in a while, like a YouTuber will pick it up and be like, I kind of stumbled upon this demo or this game, and I was like, I'll give it a shot, and then whether they enjoy it or not, but they still make content out of it, you know, and it's good for what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to see stuff like this, and this looks like a fun little thing that I would actually like.
Yeah, yeah, definitely kind of has a cool vibe to it. It's the description in the game is an idle auto battler that sits in the corner of your screen while you do other things. So, definitely cool. I've never really gotten into these sort of like desktop, kind of companion games. I've seen a few of them. Have you experimented with any of these games before?
No, I haven't. I haven't. But I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I guess like what did we play? We played Cast and Chill, and I guess that kind of had like a desktop mode, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
yeah.
did.
But
Yeah.
so I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm I don't know. It's cool. I like to
Yeah.
see this. I mean, 51,500% is an insane number, and then you see it's only like 1,500.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
it's a
people,
good headline for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. That's very cool. But yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of other news out there, but it's nice to get a feel good story. I feel like every once in a while, we kind of just stumble into the realm of layoffs and stuff like that. But this is cool.
Yeah.
Now, what are some notable releases this week?
Well, first game here is a little game called Slots and Daggers, which both of us
Mm-hmm.
have been dabbling in a bit. So this is another kind of roguelike slot machine game. But this is very much like a bite-sized sort of experience. I don't know if it's something we'll end up reviewing because it just came out. We got Ball Pit coming up next week for Ball X Pit. But this is a cool little game. And, it's $5 currently, 30% off on the launch sale on Steam. And I've been enjoying my time with it. I've only played maybe 20, 30 minutes of it so far, but it's uh, essentially a game where you're using the slot machine to do these kind of auto battle encounters with these different enemies as you progress through the levels. You get different modifiers, you get money and to get upgrades and power ups, things like that. um and I have to say, probably the thing so far that I'm most impressed with this game is the sound design. I think
Oh
it's
yeah.
really satisfying. The lights and also like the way it looks, but really the sound design, I'm like, oh, this is great. um the only, kind of thing that I wish was maybe different in the game, I understand why it's there, but a slot machine, like, you essentially have to stop each ring of the slot machine. I would like if there was a button that just like dun, 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 it just kind of
Oh
like
yeah,
did it
yeah.
all at once. But I understand maybe they want you to have a little bit more control because you can maybe kind of time it right, sort of. I guess if you play enough of it, but um, yeah, I've been enjoying my time with it so far. What about you? You played a little bit of this, right?
Yeah, I actually really like this game. This is I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, we probably won't review it, but I think as it stands, what I've played, it's definitely a really strong steal, and I mean, it's a great price point, and then just like it's fun to just unlock stuff. I mean, it's not going to be a long game to play, I don't think, but
Yeah.
it is. It's definitely there's been a lot of these kind of slot machine roguelites, and this one kind of is just like I think a good example of a good one. I would say Clover Pit and then this based on the ones I've played so far. Now you know what this developer also made?
Tell me.
A little game we reviewed a long time ago, Pizza Possum.
Pizza Boss. What was that? Our second episode, maybe?
I think
Like
so.
that. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Which we had a fun time with that too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, definitely a different type of game compared to Slots and Daggers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. I had no idea. Very cool.
Yeah, this it looks like this developer is batting 1,000 because I think this Summer House game that they also developed, you know, very positive at 1,300 reviews. Slots
Yeah.
and Daggers, very positive at 1,300 reviews. Pizza Possum, very positive at 1,500 reviews. So, um, kind of cranking over there, which is really
Yeah.
neat.
Solo
I
dev as well, which is really awesome.
Yeah, super cool. One of my favorite things about this game that I've been like loving is like that it's a slot machine game, but there's also these little mini game skills of or games of skill that are like added into it, and I think that that's like a lot of fun with like the weapons that you can roll.
Yeah.
Like you'll have to like stop the meter at a certain point to do extra damage, so it just feels like adds a little bit more flavor to the game in terms of like rather than just mindless like slot machine stuff, which I think is what Clover Pit ends up being, the other big one, which is not a bad thing. Clover Pit's still fun, but this is, I think, a little bit more engaging to me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you kind of get those what do they call skill checks, right?
Mm-hmm.
For certain things. And that was a nice little surprise where yeah, if you roll certain things, you get a little mini game that you need to, play in order to get the best possible outcome for whatever that item was that you got. Yeah, so it's pretty cool for sure and definitely something I'll be playing some more of. Would love if this game was on mobile as well. I think it'd be perfect just as an
Mm-hmm.
app on my phone.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
probably play it a lot more. But yeah, Slots and Daggers, folks, check it out.
Yeah,
It's
definitely check it out.
another cool game that came out this year.
Yeah. Now, next is Dispatch, a game that came out this week, which is a work superhero workplace comedy. So, is this like a life sim?
Yeah, so I think it's like an episodic game. Episodes
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2 are out now. So I guess it's a from what I know about it, it's kind of telltale sort of style game,
Mm.
but I think probably with like less control over where you go. You're kind of just making decisions as if you're watching like a TV show in a way.
Mm.
So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure sort of thing. But I remember seeing a trailer for this a bit ago. It had me thinking of like Invincible,
Yeah.
that popular, Amazon show. And I didn't realize it actually dropped, but I saw some people playing it. I've heard some pretty good things about it. I don't think it's really up my alley because it seems, it's a very kind of hands off kind of game, like Until Dawn sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like it has these kind of mini games as you play. You choose some decisions and you kind of just let the story unfold. It seems like, but seems like a uh, almost like a I don't know something I haven't seen before. Where it's like I feel like if I was watching this trailer, I'd be like, "Oh, this is a TV show."
Yeah.
And then you realize it's a game, so it's kind of cool. Like they're almost like really like blending the two. And I don't know if I've seen something that's been kind of done this way. It might even be from the creators of Invincible, to be honest, because it kind of looks just so similar to it. But um, what are you thinking about this one? Is this something that you knew about, or is this kind of fresh for you?
Tommy Fresh. No, I think I saw some stuff about it. It's really not my style of game either, but honestly, I'm just like it looks amazing, right? Like just so well animated. Like I wonder what the actual gameplay is like. I know there's a demo, so maybe it's like worth just checking out the demo to just like see what this game is like.
Yeah.
But I think this is a cool kind of game for I think there's a lot of people out here that kind of like this style, where they can kind of just relax and like take in a story and kind of interact with it however they want. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Next though is a game we played at PAX, which was Motion Wreck. I think it came out today, the day we're recording.
Yeah, Motion Wreck, a pretty interesting game that is basically built on like a single mechanic, right? Where you're recording, your movements, and then you can kind of replay those recordings in order to solve puzzles and continue with the level. Really enjoyed this one at PAX. It was kind of, I think, one of the notables we had right when we were covering the
Hmm.
game, or covering our experience at PAX. I didn't realize it was even coming out until you added it to the list here. So cool to see that this actually came out and people seem to be enjoying it in general. I think it's probably a pretty short game. It's like an $8 game, but I just remember really liking that core mechanic of kind of recording your motions. There you go. That's the game. And then trying to solve the puzzles with it. It was a really cool concept. I don't know if it'll be something I end up picking up just because I got a lot I'm playing right now, but I could see this being a game where if I see this on sale, like 50% off or something, I'll be like, yeah, I'll add it and I'll play it on the Steam Deck or something. Um, but yeah, is this one that you're gonna pick up now, or are you gonna wait a little bit?
I might wait a little bit. I mean, it's only a 10% off introductory offer, but it's still like $9, which is like not bad at all. I mean, it was a really positive experience playing it at PAX. It looks great. I'm like, from what I played, I mean, like a lot of these puzzle platformers, like if you like doing the puzzles initially, like I can't see it not being a really good full experience. So
Yeah.
it's I'll be keeping it on the wish list and kind of seeing, like you said, we're playing a lot of stuff right now, but you never know. You're just like, I just want something puzzling, and this one would be kind of be first on my list in
Yeah.
terms of like one that I'd want to pick up. So I'll keep it on the wish list for now. But very very cool game. I think based on our experience with the demo, I would say if you're into this kind of thing, I would pick this up because it's also just like really well executed. I think like the music was incredible actually from what I remember.
Yeah.
So um, as well as the platforming. So cool stuff. Notable releases. How about that?
There you go. Boom. There's probably some more thrown in there too. It's been a busy week in terms of releases, I feel like, but those are three that I thought were pretty cool. That were pretty
I,
notable, you know?
pretty. You know what? They were notable to us. And you know what else is notable? Games we've been playing. What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? So I've been playing a good bit. I actually started playing Abiotic Factor, which is a survival game that has I think it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam. I've been hearing so much about it, and basically me and some buddies were waiting until it went on sale. It finally did go on a little bit of a sale, so we picked it up. Um and it's been a bit since we picked it up, but we actually had a little time to play. They've played more than me. I only put a few, I think like 2 hours in, 1 or 2 hours, but really cool game. It has like a really silly art style that can kind of be hard to like adjust to. It's kind of got like that like Lethal Company,
Mm-hmm.
almost like, or I don't know, original Half-Life kind of like weird vibe to it. But it has like a ton of content. Like I was watching our buddy Matt play, and you kind of start out in like this just like facility that's like a kind of like a science sort of facility, and all of a sudden he like took a portal. He was like on another planet, and he was like in the beginning of the game. So from what he has kind of told me, because he's played a lot of it, is that there's just so much to discover, and I've heard that there's like hundreds of hours of content. Like a streamer I was watching put 100 hours into the game, and he was still discovering new things in the game, which is like just incredible. So it has its quirks. I've been enjoying it so far. But I really need to play more of it. I've just been playing some other stuff as well. Like a game I'll talk about in the Rec Room is another game I've been playing. That was a new survival game, of course. A few of those there. And then I'm trying to think if there's been anything else that I've been playing this past week. Been playing a little bit of Ball X Pit, Slots and Daggers, of course. Um, and then I think I pre-ordered Arc Raiders. I'll be playing that when that comes out in a few days. Uh, but I think that's pretty much all the stuff I've been playing. What about you? Anything fresh and new, or you've been playing
well,
some older games?
well, it's been the week of the slot machine roguelites, but I was playing Clover Pit. I still hop in on that. That's a good mindless game. Also a little bit frustrating, but mindless nonetheless. And then we talked about slots and daggers, which I did really enjoy my time with. I'm gonna
Yeah.
kind of hop back into that probably more this week. Runeborn, I think I mentioned that I had bought it last week, and then I played a little bit of it. It is, I think, a very imperfect game. It feels closer to like Baltro than these other slot machine games, which I do like, but it's definitely it's still early access, I think. So like it definitely needs to get a little bit cleaner, but
Hmm.
the core like gameplay is really good right now. So I have been enjoying it. And I keep hopping back into it, and I've been playing Ball X Pit, and then I hopped back into a game we reviewed a while ago, Nine Kings, which just
Ooh.
had a nice big update, added some new kings. Because when we played it, there was not all nine kings were in the game.
Yeah.
So they added some new ones. I wanted to see what the synergies were all about, and they're really cool. The game's still awesome. So Nine
Nice.
Kings is still humming, and then still playing a decent amount of Baltro as always. Got our buddy Kevin hooked, which is awesome.
Did you?
Oh yeah, big
Kevin's hooked
time.
on Balatro?
Kevin is hooked on Baltro. Guess what? He saw me playing, I guess, at Bags' wedding,
Oh my
and
god.
was asking me some, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I'll try it." And then like a day later, a day later, I get a text from Kevin. It's like, am I just really bad at this game? Or like because I keep losing. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean it's like, you get the hang of it. He's like, it's so addicting. So and then, when we golfed with him over the weekend, I was like giving him all these like tips and tricks and like these different kinds of really cool um like synergies and stuff like that. So got Kevin hooked on Paltrow.
Let's
And then I'm also
go.
I know. And then also I've hopped back into Retro Bowl,
Nice.
the NFL edition, like the licensed edition, because it comes with Apple Arcade. So
And it's only on iOS. I can't play it.
yeah, yeah, but
Yeah,
it
no.
is
Yeah.
good. It's Retro Bowl's very addicting as well. So yeah, so
Yeah.
I've been playing. The standout here I think is Nine Kings. The updates, like kind of revisiting that game and being like, oh wow, they keep making this game better. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's one that like it's nice too because like that game on its lowest difficulty is like kind of just like mindless, which is nice. So if you just want to like play around with like the different things, you can
Hmm.
kind of just hop in and just like feel it out and see what's happening. And then if you want the challenge, you can kind of go up in the difficulty settings. So
Nice.
yeah, that's what I've been playing. It was a busy week trying to get ready for the tournament on Saturday, but I was playing a lot of Flesh and Blood. It panned out. The deck that I chose was the one that I'm really happy with. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's what
Hell
I've been
yeah.
playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have Nine Kings installed. I gotta update it and hop back in there. Um, just so much to play. We kind of talked about this a little bit before the show, but it's just been, I don't know. I feel like there's just an overwhelmingly awesome amount of options right now
Yeah.
where I'm just like, I want to play some slots and daggers. I'm like hopping between games. I'm spending like 30 minutes in one, 30 minutes in another, and it's awesome. It's great. It's going to make our fresh, our juicy awards pretty difficult, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, really cool. Also want to know, juice heads out there, what are you guys playing? What have you been
Yeah.
playing? Because there's
Let
so
us know in the
much.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it for the week. Nice little game chat. We do have listener questions. Next week we will review Ball X Pit, which I'm gonna have a lot of interesting things to say about the game. I think because I've been playing a decent amount and I'm having certain feelings about it, but I want to see how they'll kind of evolve as I play more over the next week.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that discussion. Now, listener questions, these can be submitted in the Fresh Juice Discord, free for everybody to join. It's in the show notes below. First one comes from K Moore, who asks, "What's your guilty pleasure food?"
My guilty pleasure food. I mean, I love like a real good cheesesteak. Uh, like I don't know, just nice high quality bread, maybe with some like sesame seeds on it, something like
Mm.
that, with some like Cooper Sharp cheese, sure, or even like the Whiz or whatever. Nice chopped up meat, nothing that's like, I don't know. It's just a real high quality cheesesteak is usually like when I'm like, I I want something real bad for me
Mm.
and I'm starving is like I'll think of a cheesesteak as like that thing. I've even had more recently a pastrami cheesesteak, which is
Ooh.
delicious, from a place near me. But probably that is probably my guilty pleasure food, I guess, where like I don't have them like incredibly often or anything like that, but every time I do, I'm trying to like get I don't want just like a Wawa one, I want like a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably that, I guess. What about you, Tommy?
Um. So I think I got two answers for this. The first one is a milkshake. Right?
Hmm.
I love milkshakes. I don't have them that often because, well, they're not good for you. And also, it's like the one way highway to the bathroom for me, as I'm sure it is with you too, from what
Yep.
I know about you. But it is like my stress food. I'm like, I'm stressed. I just want a milkshake. And,
Hmm. What
which I
what
guess is
flavor?
I'll do anything, but I like a mint chip or
Ooh,
like cookies and cream. But whatever, if it's like a plain vanilla, I'm happy. I don't.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. I just need like frozen dairy in a slurpable form, honestly. So milkshake probably, but also like I'm not gonna lie. The sausage breakfast burritos from McDonald's, which I don't really go to
Mm,
McDonald's, but like if it's like the morning and I'm like hungover and I'm like, oh well, McDonald's is still serving breakfast. I really like those. And you get like the hash brown. Listen, what McDonald's did for the hash brown needs to be studied because those hash browns, I see them at other places too, and I'm like, and they're good. They're just little pucks of potato,
yeah.
delicious. So yeah, I mean, I don't really go to McDonald's often, but if if I'm really feeling like a nasty boy, I'm gonna go get one of those sausage breakfast burritos. Getting the little hot sauce that comes with it too. Ooh,
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 ooh.
so good. Um,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. Next question comes from Bags. If you could have any pet or companion from a game franchise, IRL, which pet would you pick?
Ooh, a pet or companion from a game franchise. What the heck? I was just sorry. I was just looking up like a list of pets and companions, just so I could like, get a better idea. And I had a Reddit post. I clicked on the Reddit post and it said, "You've been blocked by network security." And then I just refreshed the page and it's gone now. So I was like, why would I be
Oh.
blocked from Reddit? I mean, first thing that comes to mind is like Navi, right? Uh,
Hey, listen. Oh, I
yeah.
don't know if I
I
could
mean,
do
it could be
Navi.
like annoying, but like, if I'm like stuck in life, I'll be like,
True.
hey, you know, come out, give me a little guidance, something like that. Um, but probably would be annoying. Trying to think of like another one that's like a true kind of companion. Um, that would be like by my side. What about
Not gonna
you?
lie, Yoshi comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
I think that's like the quintessential video game companion. Um, you know, like because I mean, at least an origin story because we didn't get a Yoshi game for a while.
Yeah.
You know, after Super Mario World. So, yeah, probably something like that, or yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, but yeah, Yoshi comes to mind for me.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Yoshi's a good one. I was also thinking of I mean there's like Claptrap from Borderlands who's just funny. And
Hmm.
then I don't know. Yeah, Yoshi probably also the most useful one too.
Yeah,
You know, at the same time. Um
yeah,
yeah,
I get to like ride the Yoshi to places,
yeah.
right? So transportation, and then if I want Yoshi to eat my enemies, that's pretty cool, and poop them out into an egg form.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
And with egg prices these days, I mean, it's a no brainer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Anyway, it's
Big
true.
eggs too. Big
Big
omelets.
eggs, yeah,
Yeah.
big omelets. Cool. Thanks
Nice.
for the pick, or thanks for the question, Bags. Next one comes from Capolo. If you can create a teleport between only two locations, which two locations would they be?
Which two locations would they be? I was trying to think about this one before the show because I saw it come in. My first thought was like, oh, obviously between like my house and like a bank vault. But then I'm like, you're gonna run out of money, and they're gonna be able to know that it's me if there's a portal
Yeah.
there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, or if there even is an actual portal, right? If it's just me teleporting, just appearing somewhere, then I guess they wouldn't know. But um, I don't know. This is a tough one. If I was, yeah, I don't know. I mean, probably between my house and Tommy's, just so I could scare him, like randomly, and then just teleport away.
Oof.
I could go hide the rickety ladder from him at 3 a.m. Um, so he can't find it. But I don't know. What do you think? I got to think about this one. This is a tough one.
Oh man. I mean, obviously the first place would be my house, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's just the most convenient. Like I could go with something that like the place I go to the most, so I don't even have to like worry about driving there, which would be the
Hmm.
gym most likely for me. Um, but then I could also be like, okay, I love Portland, Maine, so like
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, I want to like Eventide Oyster Company. I just get to teleport there. I don't even have to go to the Oyster Company. I could just go anywhere in the city, but at least I start there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking something like that. Like if it's for business, I pick the gym. If it's for pleasure, I'm taking Portland, Maine.
Yeah. That's a good one. I was thinking like Hawaii, or something. You just teleport there
Yeah,
and
that's
relax. But
nice.
but I also feel like it's not like I go there and I'm on vacation from work. Like I still would
Yeah,
need to work or whatever. Plus you got the time zone thing. That'd be kind of weird being able to hop between two time zones.
yeah,
Portland's a
that's
good
crazy.
one. Yeah, Portland's a good one.
What are like
Um,
Namkeen?
yeah,
Just like
anytime.
anytime you want to hot chicken.
Boom, there you go. I was trying to think of like what is one that I could do that could like benefit me financially so I wouldn't have to work. Right. Obviously the bank thing I mentioned, but that wouldn't really work.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something where I could like teleport somewhere and then I'd be able to bet on something because I know something is gonna
Mm,
happen. Like, can you bet on weather events? No, I don't know. Teleport middle of the country, be like, "There's a storm coming." No, that wouldn't work.
yeah,
I don't
betting would
know.
be hard. You'd have to do some time travel there, but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know what would be the best way. I mean, honestly, like I don't. I mean, like you could just like do like a jewelry store,
yeah,
right? And you're just
true,
like, I'll just grab a few diamonds today,
true.
real quick. But
Yeah,
even then, like, I mean, like anything is going to be illegal.
yeah. I mean, well, unless like What if I? All right, here we go. We're getting into it. What if
Hmm.
I like teleported someplace overseas where like those, and I got a product there and teleported back, therefore
Mm.
skipping like the whole like shipping process. And I'm able to sell things for a lower price than what other people can sell them for because they got to account for shipping like
True.
overseas. There you go. Like, I don't know what it would be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
Swiss chocolate.
Yeah, exact. Dubai chocolate, baby. Get it from
Dubai
me.
chocolate. I
Cheaper
think
than
it's all
anywhere
being made in the
else.
States.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
And still $20 a bar for whatever
Yeah.
reason. But
Or like, oh man, imagine you could just have it in Ireland, go get like a pint of Guinness or whatever you want.
oh, nice
That's
creamy pint.
yeah.
Mm.
And then you got a portal to Europe, you know? It's pretty I mean, it's an island, right? So, right? Ireland's an island? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
It's the
Yeah.
Emerald Isle as they call it.
That's what they call
Um,
it. Yeah.
yeah. There's probably we'd figure it out, but you kind of have to pick your place first. But
Yeah.
yeah. Um, last question comes from rcarp11 who asks, with Halloween coming up, chocolate or candy? So like chocolate bars or like your Skittles, Nerds, gummies, stuff like that.
Yeah, this one see the thing with chocolate for me is like I get tired of it pretty quickly. Um I mean I love like a Milky Way and stuff like that. I probably got to choose candy cuz like I love gummy things too and like with candy, I don't know, I feel like you can kind of switch it up enough where maybe you wouldn't get tired of it eventually. Not that this is a question about this is the only thing I'm going to eat or something, but
Hmm.
I probably candy because there's like more variety in taste, I'd say,
Yeah.
versus like chocolate. Um, but there are some chocolate things I love. I love chocolate cake, you know, but I guess I'll go with candy. I probably,
Yeah. I
yeah,
love like gummies, you know.
yeah.
And like the Nerds clusters, I think could carry me probably to the rest of my life. Those are
Oh, yeah.
so good. I had a conversation with a bartender not too long ago. Like I was like, I can't actually buy them, right? Because it's dangerous. I remember one time I was in like a CVS and or something like that, and they had like a big bag. I'm like, oh, just keep it in the car, right? Every once in a while, I'll have one. I think I ate the whole bag like right away. I was like, this is not good. I can't do this.
Yeah,
So, um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So that's your number one candy, you would say.
I don't know if it's my number one candy, but it's one of the ones that like when I'm thinking of something that I could I could always go for.
Yeah,
I think right now those are really good. Those are
yeah.
really good.
I think
We've also been getting those peelers. I don't know if you've seen those.
I've seen them. I've never had them. They good?
They're really good.
Yeah.
It's like a weird gummy where like the inside's like really like gooey and the
Yeah.
outside's more your classic gummy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Check them
Interesting.
out, man. Check them
Check them
out.
out. You know, I for me, I think like my go-to candy is like I love like a just a regular Mike and Ike, like Mike and Ike's.
Okay.
I don't know why. I've always loved the taste of Mike and Ike's. I like sucking them till they become clear. Sucking Mike and Ike until they're clear, and then you know, they're good. Even the tropical ones are good, but I like the OG Mike and Ike's.
I'm more of a good and plenty guy, but I also really like
Really?
black licorice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not a popular opinion.
No, no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
not. But guess what? There's plenty of it. There's because not a lot of people are eating it, and I get
Yeah.
like, more for me. I love black licorice. I also love Twizzlers. It
Mm.
would be hard for me to like give up Twizzlers. I think.
Yeah.
Um, and we just somebody gave us some of the ghost shaped Twizzler like nibs. Oh,
Ooh.
I crushed that bag as well. Usually they
Yeah.
have the bunny ones too. Oh man.
Yeah. Now, but you're not a Swedish fish guy, right?
No, no.
No. Okay.
The flavor's fine. The texture, because I don't really like the texture of Mike and Ike's either, or like
Mm.
dots.
Yeah.
Um, And that's what this is another side note, but that's why the Shack gummies have been so disappointing because they're not gummies; they're just more like a Swedish fish or like a
Okay.
Sour Patch.
Yeah.
Um, and like Sour Patch is interesting because I love sour stuff. I don't really like how the texture of the waxy kind of texture.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So I'll
get
just
you.
suck them and then spit them out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's good. That's a good
Anyway,
sound effect there. Yeah.
we got to go down to the rec room right now where we recommend something that perhaps isn't an indie game. And then we're going to say our goodbyes. What do you have to recommend this week, Matt?
I am recommending an indie game. This is an early access game that recently came out like 3 days ago, made by two people. It's called Vein, Vein. It is a survival game, of course. They've had a demo for a while. I played the demo a bit ago, and like I said, recently came out. It's very positive on Steam, and I've been enjoying my time with it. It's kind of giving me the vibes of like when I used to play like the old school survival games, like Miscreated or DayZ, things like that. But what's cool about this game, and it's similar to like a popular game, Project Zomboid, where in Project Zomboid, it's kind of that like isometric view, and you can like interact with like everything in the game, right? Like
Mm.
it's so in depth. This is it clearly inspired by that, but it's like first person, and you can also play in third person as well. So yeah, it's just a survival multiplayer sandbox game. I'm just playing solo right now. There's a whole like skill tree and stuff, but I've been enjoying like discovering like the depth of the game. Like I'm like, all right, I found some like beef patties. I gotta cook them. Oh, you need a pan to cook them. I found a stove that's working. Like it's not just like a lot of survival games are just like, oh, you just throw like meat on the campfire and then it cooks. This is a little more in depth. One thing I'm doing right now, which is kind of cool because there's like zombies in the game, is rather than like building a base, you can just go in a house and you're like reinforcing the house and the windows, and like that becomes your base. So I've been like going around. I'm like, what house, what building do I like the most? I found one that had um, it already had like a garden in the back. It has like a sports car in the driveway next to it. So I'm like, all right, I can try to make that my car, which would be kind of cool. It's got like a little detached garage, yeah, all this sort of stuff. But I'm like, I don't know, it's been pretty cool. I'm like in there breaking down the table so I can get the nails so I can actually like build out my little bunker essentially in this house that's been abandoned. So it's been fun. I've been enjoying my time with it. It's definitely has a learning curve to it because there is so much depth in the game. Um, but it's really impressive. It's being made. There's one programmer and one level designer, and they have built this game. They both have full time jobs, and it literally even says it. They bootstrap Vane entirely by themselves. They don't have a publisher or funding outside of our own savings, and they currently have day jobs developing Vane on the
Wow.
side. Yeah, I figured, it's 10% off right now. I wanted to throw them some support because I did enjoy the demo and streamed a little bit of it over the weekend as well. But yeah, I'm going to continue to play it and maybe even make some videos on it. But I just think it's really impressive so far for, these two people to build a game with so much depth already. And hopefully it ends up doing well, but it seems like people are enjoying it so far. So, that's my survival game recommendation of the week, folks. There it is.
Sweet, sweet. Looks cool. Looks very cool. Now, I am recommending a YouTube channel
Ooh.
called Crime Pays But Botany Doesn't. So, this is a creator that I found on TikTok, and I enjoyed his videos on TikTok. I was like, all right, let me see if he has anything. And like the TikTok I saw initially that really was like, oh, I kind of love this guy, so I followed him immediately on TikTok. Was he got approached by these Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're Latter Day Saints. They're going to try not Jehovah's Witnesses. They Mormons, and they were going to try to get him to join the the Latter Day Saints, and he kind of just like goes off. It's like, oh yeah, do you guys ever like include nature in your like religion? Because I think you could really make it work. And he's like, and these poor girls are like, we do not want to talk about like plants and stuff like that. But he like knows so much about like um botany and plants and herbology and all this stuff. Some of these videos, I'll just pop them on and just listen to him talk about this stuff. Like there's if you're watching the YouTube video or the Spotify video, I was watching one where it's called "Using Native Plants as Infrastructure," where he's talking to this guy. Basically, this guy like built out a forest in this area in Texas of like these native plants that just were not, you know, like being grown there anymore. And this guy's like hilarious when he talks because he's got this like really thick Chicago accent, and just the way he talks about these plants is just so funny. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's like you see that this plant like creates this fruit, and the freaking birds they go bananas for them. So I just love it. Like they'll do anything for it. So it's just like a good watch, and it's like really knowledgeable, and just learn about plants, which you just like don't realize like how much these plants matter to our environment, like
Yeah.
in terms of like native plants and stuff like that, because you know we tend to like destroy like a lot of environments by just planting the wrong stuff, right? Or just like
Yeah.
Bermuda grass is like I think the perfect example. Is like we tend to like destroy all this stuff with like Bermuda grass and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting. I really find it like a nice like I just want to watch something and kind of learn something, but also don't have to pay attention too much, but also can listen in the background, don't have to watch exactly. So yeah, crime pays, but botany doesn't. I think it's a
Yeah.
good little YouTube account.
I love the name. And
Yeah.
yeah, this stuff is awesome. I mean, honestly, my wife, right? And like I have learned so much just about plants just from her. So this seems
Mm-hmm.
like right up my alley because I like learning about this sort of stuff too, because you really just don't realize even how many different like plant species are like around you on the daily. And I've talked with my wife a lot about like how I don't like that we have grass. Like I just wish
Mm-hmm.
I could like rip it all up and like just have like I don't know if it's like a garden, but I've talked about like the clover
Mm-hmm.
lawn, or even just like yeah, like it'd be kind of cool to just have like wildflowers and stuff rather than grass. But we have like a sprinkler system. It would be like a whole thing to even try to do that. But just because I'm like, grass doesn't do anything really,
Yeah,
right?
it's just
Like,
aesthetic, right?
yeah, and like I don't care what it looks like, I'd rather have something that like helps our garden out, right? And like attracts the pollinators and
Mm-hmm.
just yeah, is like cohesive with the rest of nature essentially. So yeah, I'm all about that sort of stuff. It's very cool to me. I also like it's interesting you bring this up because like I talked about the outdoor boys, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he will sometimes drop these little nuggets of information about these plants he's finding and stuff, or like he'll figure out like, oh, these berries are edible because XYZ, or these mushrooms are edible because of XYZ, or they're not edible. So like learning all that sort of stuff, I always try to like store it in case like I'm like stranded somewhere, right? Or whatever. So
Yeah.
this seems like that could give me that kind of info too. Which is cool. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Pretty cool idea. I like it.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that infrastructure one for you
Yeah.
and Maria to watch, because I think it was just really interesting, and it's like, wow, it's like you don't even realize how much like we could be like helping just by planting stuff, right?
Yeah.
Obviously it's terrible to like pollute and stuff like that, but like also you could be like proactive, not just reactive. So
Yeah. You know,
it's
what
really neat.
when we were in Costa Rica, and like they're just so like, on top of this sort of stuff, and they don't they try to get rid of like the invasive species and stuff. But they were explaining like because of their like rainforest and stuff, it helps keep like the whole country cool,
Oh
basically.
yeah.
And I just thought that was just like such a crazy, like a cool idea is that like, around us, right? They're like, not to get all into this, but like they're always building new developments and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like eventually it's gonna like catch up and like, they're talking about, oh, the Earth's getting hotter every year and like all this sort of stuff. It's like, well, maybe, the answer is right in front of us. We just need to not be so greedy about it. Anyway, I don't want to get into
Okay.
that, but
All right.
yeah.
So I have a little theory.
Go
right?
ahead.
Like,
Let's get into it. Let's do
this
it.
is a theory that I've talked about with my wife because last winter it was so unbelievably windy. I don't know if it was by you, but by us, it was like unbelievably windy to the point like where we would put out our recycling and like in the middle of the night, I would hear bottles and glass go all over the place. I'm like, the wind blew over the recycling again. I gotta go out and do it. Like middle of the night, freezing. And it was like, why is it so windy? It's like, it was like all the time. And I was like, I had this theory that because there were so many developments, we just don't have trees to like catch the wind anymore. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but that's my theory because it was like super windy. But the same thing with like parking lots, right? It traps heat, right? And radiates heat. So like, it doesn't do anything. But
yeah.
But I got one other thing to say before we leave. I'm quitting. No, no, I got a little spooky thing. This happened the other night. I forgot to tell in the beginning of the podcast. I was laying in bed. This is while Lady Fresh was away, and I'm falling asleep, and I heard a small girl giggle.
Really?
In the dark in my room, and immediately bolted right up, turned on the lights, and looked everywhere. And I don't know if I was imagining it, but it is spooky season.
And what did it sound like specifically?
Like a little, like a Victorian child. Like,
was it like a long giggle? Like how long did the giggle?
It was like,
and you were awake when you heard
I was falling asleep. It was as I was falling
okay.
asleep, and I was like, I was like looking around. I'm like, what the heck was that?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that would get me too.
Yeah. Lady Fresh didn't like that. But,
yeah.
It is what it is. But that's going to do it for the show. You can all find me on all socials at Fresh Buds Pod. You can find us on all socials at Fresh Juice Pod. And where can people find you, Matt?
Find me at Matty Gorm, Gorm, on all the socials. I've been posting on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. Instagram, get a little momentum over there. A little bit. Last few videos, I don't usually post over there, so check me out. It's Matty Gorm YT on Instagram because Matty Gorm was taken by someone. I don't know who. But anyway, there you go. Boom.
It's me. I'll sell it to you. That's going to do it. Goodbye.